Alright, so this is your assignment number 3, where you are supposed to carry out an analysis of a short story which will be given to you by me, and I'm going to email it to you on your official email address that has been given to you by your Islamic International University. You will be able to see that short story by evening tonight. I'll send it, right? Read it 5 times. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to read the text for the sake of text. Do not burdenize your mind with all other details. Just focus on the text, what's happening, what you can look into it. Then, once you have read it, you have come across a number of themes in it, lexical choices, some kind of repetition, some kind of unique style pattern that you can identify in the story. If you have done, then that's great. Then you can choose any one of these approaches. Now, what are these approaches? These are pragmatic approach, cognitive approach, Leach's model, narrative approach, and mind style analysis. Now, what is pragmatic approach? Where the writer is intending to say something that they have not presented directly. Sometimes the characters within the story, they would talk to each other with, a shadowed kind of language, the passive language. For example, in Shakespeare's Hamlet or Macbeth or plays like these, the characters, they would talk to themselves. They might go crazy, they might be looking at a ghost, or maybe some kind of witches are there, they're having some kind of prophecies, so they have their own mind. You can apply any one of these to that kind of a text. Now, in your case, in your defense, you have to read the story first, then look for these. Now, your mind must be saying that we have not studied it extensively or directly, so what you're going to do is you're going to search one by one that what is pragmatic approach in stylistics. You will have a basic understanding of it. Then you can look for some scholars. Each approach has been propagated by a scholar or a stylistician. You can take any one of those. Now, in pragmatics, you will find number of models, number of approaches within the approaches, number of stylisticians. You're going to take only one stylistician and then you're going to analyze it for that. You can simply take the pragmatic analysis of the story that has been given to you. In order to understand how is it carried out, you need to read some papers regarding it. If I can prescribe each for one of these. Should I give you one reading for each of these approaches so that you know what's happening in it? But the problem is that most of you will just take away the same module that is there, and you're going to carry out the analysis and then come up with the statement that in your handout it was written like this, so that's all. How can you cut my marks? How can you do this and that? That is why I'm giving you a chance to locate the model yourself, as extensive, as easy as possible. So your choice, right? I can give you the reading, or you can come up with your own interesting idea, a unique idea. सबसे आसान जो होगा, जो आप में से मेजॉरिटी करेगी, वो ये है लीचेस मॉडल, जो कि वो पहला एनालिसिस याद है आपको? द एनालिसिस वी टॉक्ड अबाउट होप इज द थिंग विद फेदर्स. It's Leach's model has been applied there. Then if you look at the lexicosemantic analysis, lexicosemantic analysis can be carried out with any one of these approaches. This is the most interesting one for short stories, narrative approach, in which you can do the analysis of point of views. Different stories, they have different kinds of point of views in it. First person pronoun, second, third person, omniscient, present, ghostly, etc. There are so many types available. You can look for one model given by any of the people of this particular approach and carry out an analysis on the short story that will be given to you. Short story will be only of 2 or 3 pages, not more than that. It's going to be very short, right? And you cannot change the short story. Once it is prescribed to you, it is yours and you're going to do the analysis. None of you will be given the same short story. Each individual will be given a different short story so that you have something to showcase that it is original. Now, what your report, or let's call it an assignment, should have abstract. Now, what is an abstract? An introduction of the thing that you're going to write about. Abstracts are usually written at the end. Once you're done with the entire paper, then you go for the abstract. How to write an abstract? You can easily find it online and write it. Abstract में आपने लिखना क्या है, कि आपने क्या किया, क्या काम लिया, किस तरह किया और क्या conclusion निकला. That's it. 5 to 10 lines is more than sufficient. Then introduction should be there. Your stance, your understanding that what are you going to do. You can use I over here. I'm giving you the liberty that I'm going to carry out a stylistic analysis of this particular short story written by this particular writer with the help of this particular approach, in which I'm going to delimit to this particular model, etc., etc. Then you can talk about model and text in 2 lines or 3 lines, and that's it. Then you come to your research methodology, in which you talk about your model extensively in a form of a paragraph or headings. It is up to you. You should at least write 1 page on your methodology. Model may usually, in a model, usually you have steps, stages, different parameters, variations. You can talk about those. Now the most interesting part over here is that sometimes in your short story, 5 points are there, but the 6th point from the model is not found in your short story. What will you do? Delimitation. You will simply write that this particular element is not found in the short story, or maybe there is something extra in the short story but not in the model. Then you are going to write it separately so that I understand that you understand, right? Then you have analysis and discussion, and then you have conclusion and references. In references, you are going to try to use MLA, but if you don't understand, that's okay. You can just simply write the name of the author, year of publication, and book or research article if you're taking, right? Make a table or something so that I know you have taken. At least 5 should be there. 5 references should be there. जब आप लिखने बैठेंगे तो ये 5 से ज़्यादा exceed हो ही जाएंगे. Now, if you have any questions regarding this assignment, please go ahead and ask. Research methodology में you're going to take one approach. For example, you have taken the approach of narrative approach. This is your approach. Now you're going to delimit it to a model of first person narrative. For example, उस मॉडल में फर्स्ट पर्सन नैरेटिव को किस तरह से एनालाइज किया जाता है उसकी डिस्क्रिप्शन दी होगी. वो सारी डिस्क्रिप्शन आप रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी में देंगे, जो मैं आपको इसके रिगार्डिंग एक पेपर चले मैं आपसे ज़रूर शेयर करूँगी. इफ़ यू रीड दैट, उसमें जिस तरह रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी लिखी होगी, यू आर गोइंग टू राइट लाइक दैट. इफ़ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड एट ऑल, दैट्स इवन ओके. जस्ट राइट what module you are going to take and what are the points, standing points, elements, characteristics of that model, and how you are going to apply it on your given text. That's it. That is what I expect of you to write in research methodology. Any other questions? Deadline. Yes, the most important thing. Lot of time. Bilkul bhi. Your deadline is your deadline is 17th May 2023, and you're going to submit it in hard form as well as in this soft form. Individual assignment, yes. Research methodology may I have just sent you a reading in your group. Go ahead, open it. It has a research methodology. Open it. We have 5 minutes. You are going to delimit one approach. एक approach आपने ले ली. Approach के बारे में 4 लाइनें लिख दी. उसके बाद approach में किसी एक scholar को ले लिया, फाउलर को, पॉल सिम्पसन को, विडरसन को, whosoever स्टाइलिशियन जो आपने ले लिया, उसके बारे में लिखा कि उसने नैरेटिव अप्रोच के बारे में क्या कहा है, वो लिख दिया. फिर देन यू टेक मॉड्यूल. वन पर्टिकुलर स्टाइलिशियन कैन हैव अ नंबर ऑफ मॉडल्स एज वेल. ठीक है, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि उसने एक ही मॉडल दिया, हो सकता है उसने 6 मॉडल्स दिए हुए, राइट. देन यू आर गोइंग टू राइट दैट मॉडल जो आप उनका मॉडल ले रहे हैं ईयर ऑफ पब्लिकेशन के साथ, और उस मॉडल में जो एलिमेंट्स हैं, करेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं, स्टेप्स हैं, स्टेजेस हैं, उनको 1 by 1 एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. दैट्स ऑल व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू राइट इन योर रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी. और 1 या 2 लाइनों में आप ये बताएंगे कि यू आर गोइंग टू अप्लाई दिस पर्टिकुलर मॉड्यूल टू दिस पर्टिकुलर टेक्स्ट एंड एक्सेट्रा. वही आपका इंट्रोडक्शन में भी होगा. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? यस प्लीज गो अहेड. जाओ जाओ जाओ.